Hi Brady Bunch! Hope everybody is having a great day today. I'm excited because today I'm in a really kind of snacky mood, and like what better way to cure that snacky mood than making something out of the Unofficial Disney Parks cookbook. That's right, we are on episode 4, friends. 4, quattro, numero quattro. And today we're doing another twofer. Well, it's not really a twofer, but we are doing 2 recipes today because they kind of go together. And I'm snacky, so the more snacks the better. Yay! Okay, so in today's episode we are making tiger tail breadsticks and hummus trio, except I'm not making all 3 types of hummus. The first type of hummus is a black bean hummus, and I don't like black beans, so I'm not going to make the black bean hummus because I won't eat it. And Jake doesn't like black beans either, so that's a pass. But we are starting on our hummuses first because I want to get them made and get them chilling down in our refrigerator, my refrigerator, before I start on the tiger tails. So the first hummus recipe that I am making is a roasted red pepper and feta hummus. And these hummus recipes are so easy, so straightforward. I've always kind of wanted to dabble in making hummus, but kind of refrained because it just seemed kind of complicated. But after reading this and seeing what all is in it, it's not complicated at all. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. So let's get started. So first things first, you need 1 15-ounce can of chickpeas, garbanzo beans, whatever. I'm using organic garbanzo beans, chickpeas, and I have drained these but not rinsed them. So I'm just going to add these to my food processor. Next, you need 1/2 cup of crumbled feta cheese. I love feta cheese. It's like so deliciously salty and funky. So good. I love it. Next, you need 4 ounces of roasted red peppers, drained. I have mine here. Mine were in a jar. She has it as a 4-ounce can, drained, but just roasted red peppers. You can also make your own roasted red peppers if you wanted to, if you didn't want to buy them out of a jar, and just roast them and make sure you have 4 ounces of them. But yeah, 4 ounces. Next, I have 3 tablespoons of lemon juice here. You need a tablespoon of dried parsley, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm using kosher. Use whatever sings to your heart. And lastly, you need 2 tablespoons of tahini. So I made my own tahini because that's just the kind of person that I am these days. And it was super easy. You just need 5 ounces or 1 cup of sesame seeds, white sesame seeds without the hull, and 2 to 4 tablespoons of a light, mild flavored oil, flavorless oil. I used canola oil, but you could use grapeseed oil or a very light olive oil that is flavorless. And you just toast your sesame seeds in a pan on the stove under like medium-low heat for about 5 minutes or so until they just start to get fragrant. And then you take them off the heat, and I cooled mine on a baking sheet, but you could absolutely do it on a plate and just let them cool. And once they're cooled, you process them in a food processor, crumble them up until they're kind of like a moist, crumbly texture, and then you add your oil. I started with 3 tablespoons and then ended up adding 4 just to get a nice, harmonious, smooth tahini. Super easy, super straightforward. If you want to see a video on that, just let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, super easy. If I can do it, you can do it, and that's the whole premise behind it. I can do it, you can do it. So we're gonna add our 2 tablespoons of tahini. Now, if for some reason you can't find tahini, can't find sesame seeds, which I was also very disappointed in my local grocers with, I had to go to Kroger, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with Kroger. It's just very hit or miss. with the kind of spices and things that places have. And anyways, whatever. You could also substitute a nut butter, like sunflower butter, almond butter, something that's kind of mild, that's not going to alter the flavor really. And I've also read that Greek yogurt is a good substitute, just like plain Greek yogurt. You can substitute for tahini, but since I was able to find everything that I needed in the time frame that I wanted, made my own tahini, and that's what we're doing today. So now that everything is in the food processor, we're gonna blend it until it's creamy, and that's it. Like 6 ingredients, and that's it. Like how easy is that? All right, looky there. That's a really, really nice hummus. It's still kind of a little, no, it's not, it's fine, never mind. I was gonna say it's still a little chunky, but it's just because it has so many yummy, flavorful elements in it that it looks chunky, but it's actually pretty smooth, everything combined so nicely. Oh my gosh, it just like red pepper to the face, funky cheese, feta right to the nose. So I have a glass bowl here, so I'm just going to put my hummus in this and store it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to snack on it. Okay, now on to our second hummus of the hummus trio, hummus duo. This is a roasted jalapeno and garlic hummus. Oh my gosh, I am so pumped. I love spicy, love it. Doesn't always love me, you know, but I love spicy, and I'm excited because when I was roasting the garlic and roasting the jalapenos, oh my gosh, that's how you start this recipe. So roasting your jalapeno and jalapenos and roasting your garlic is how you're going to start this recipe. I preheated my oven to 425, excuse me, and used 2 medium large sized jalapenos and 5 unpeeled cloves of garlic. I tossed them in olive oil and roasted them for 10 minutes. Took the garlic out, let it rest, flipped the jalapenos over and roasted them for another 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes was over, I took them out and hastily, carefully, and quickly wrapped them in aluminum foil and let them steam for about 5 minutes or so. After they were done steaming, I peeled the skin off, peeled that like kind of like fibrous coating that's on the outside of peppers, peeled it off, cut them open, seeded and cored them, and just like cut them in half because we are processing them. So and then for the garlic, kind of the same. I peeled it out of the skin, kind of like crumbled it with my fingers because it's super tender, and this is our end result. It smells so good, so good. My garlic kind of got like a little overly toasty, but it'll be fine. It's just more flavor for the hummus. It's going to be delicious. So kind of the same deal here. I have one 15-ounce can of organic garbanzo beans / chickpeas, and these are drained but not rinsed, so I'm going to put these in our food processor. Little side note, if you want to repurpose your garbanzo beans chickpea juice, if you are vegan or vegetarian and do not eat eggs and need to make a meringue of some sort, the garbanzo bean juice is called aquafaba. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Aquafaba. Anyways, you can use that and whip it up the same way that you would egg whites. Just whip it and it'll form peaks, and it makes a vegan, vegetarian friendly meringue, which is cool. If you wanted to save your garbanzo bean juice, by all means do that. I have no need for that at this point, so I just drained mine. So to this, I'm going to add the jalapeno and garlic. asterisk in the recipe. If you want kind of a more mild spicy flavor, only use 1 jalapeno, but I'm gonna use 2 because that's how I roll, baby. So now we need 1/2 cup of tahini. We're using a bit more for this recipe, but this is from the same batch that I made for our other hummus. We need 4 tablespoons of lime juice and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. We need a teaspoon of ground cumin and a teaspoon of salt. Again, I'm using kosher, but whatever sings to your heart, please use that. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Look at that! Oh my god! Oh, it smells so good. And like, you would think that it would smell really spicy because of the jalapeno, but it really doesn't. Like, it just has like a nice hint of it. I'm excited. All right, so same deal with this. We're just gonna put this in a glass container, cover it, let it set in the refrigerator until we're ready to use it. Okay, so now on to our tiger tails. They're basically like a breadstick, which is, I mean, basically, duh, they're called tiger tail breadsticks. Sheena, use your brain. Tiger tail breadsticks. So these breadsticks and the hummus trio, or duo in my case, can still be found at the Bengal barbecue. The tiger tails and the hummus, all at Bengal barbecue. So it's exciting that there's a variety of snacks that you can get from the same place, which is nice. You can just try everything on the menu there. Love it. Love it. Love this for me. So to start our breadsticks, I have a 1/4 cup of warm water in a dish, and I'm going to add 1 packet of active dry yeast and 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. I'm gonna mix it together, set it off to the side, and let it bloom. So while that is blooming, I'm going to put 3 cups of flour in our bowl of our stand mixer. So I have another cup, 1 cup of warm water that I'm adding to our flour mixture. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Again, I'm using kosher, but whatever makes your heart happy, use it. So I'm going to use the paddle attachment to get this loosely incorporated. So our dough is like loosely combined. So now I'm going to add our yeast, sugar, and water mixture into the, and I'm going to add 1 more cup of flour. I'm going to attach our dough hook and let this knead for about 5 minutes. Alright, so here is our dough ball. This is a very dry, heavy, thick boy dough. So we're going to cut our ball into about 8 equal pieces. Go. Okay, so I have 8 little globs of dough. So I'm just going to roll it into about an 8-inch log, and I'll be lucky if I know what that looks like. But yeah, so we're gonna roll it into an 8-inch little rope. So here it is, little breadstick. So I have a baking sheet with a slip mat on it. It's lined with parchment paper, but I'm using a slip mat. I don't think it'll make a difference. So we're just gonna put this on our little slip mat and shape it like an S, like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that with the rest of the dough, and then after we're done doing this with the dough, we're gonna let it rest about 15 minutes. So here they are, they've been resting, they are almost ready to go into the oven. I have about a tablespoon of salted butter here with a couple cloves of minced garlic I'm just gonna brush these over the top of our breadsticks. I also have shredded cheddar cheese here. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit on top of the breadsticks. Just gonna kind of press the cheese into the dough. So these are going in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes until they're done. I'm gonna let them cool for just a few minutes, and then we're gonna try them with our hummus. Okay, we are done. We have our tiger tails and we have our hummus. Ooh, I'm excited. Everything smells fantastic. I'm interested to see how these turned out. I was a little skeptical. The dough itself was pretty dry, and I don't know if that was error on my part, probably. I'm not sure how these are supposed to turn out, but maybe they taste good. I don't know. We're about to find out. Okay, so it's really good. No, it actually doesn't taste as dry as I thought it would, just based on how it mixed. And again, it could have been an error on my part. I truly don't know. Tastes good by itself. Garlicky, cheesy. Love. Yeah. Try it with the red pepper and feta hummus. That's really tasty. It's not too overpowering with the feta or the red pepper. It's got a nice balanced flavor. Okay. Roasted garlic and jalapeno. That's the one. Oh wow, that's really good. Oh my gosh. Wow. So good. Oh my gosh. It's really not that spicy. Like, you can kind of, I can just now kind of feel it, like, in the back of my mouth. But overall, wow, that's really, really good. It's mildly spicy. The garlic is just so mellow throughout, and then you have the garlic on the breadsticks too. I'm just gonna eat all of this and not share. And Jake can just deal with it, because I worked hard. I made my own tahini for this, okay? Mwah. Brava. Beautiful. Wonderful. I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna give the hummuses a 9 out of 10. I think I need to mix them a little bit more, let the food processor or blender mix it a little bit more thoroughly, because they're smooth, but they still kind of have a grittiness to them, and I don't know if that's from the chickpeas or if it's just from everything that went into it. So probably gonna give those a 9 out of 10 just for a grittiness. And then I'm gonna give the breadsticks a 7 out of 10. They're really good. I love the flavor. I just need to tweak the dough and how I worked it. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. Be sure to like my videos if you like them. Leave a comment letting me know what you think. If you're excited to try these, if you make them yourselves and how they turn out. And as always, subscribe to my channel if you want some fun, engaging, cooking related content where you occasionally see my cat because she's a wanderer. Got a little wandering soul. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and until next time.